Hello, beautiful angels. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video for you guys. And I am a core belief healer and an energy healer, and I help you release stuck patterns and old identities so that you can become your best self and therefore effortlessly manifest your best life. So if you are interested in having any help from me, all of the links are in the description. I am hosting a retreat in Atlanta. It will be in person in February. So if you're interested, you can email me or you can sign up for one of my free energy healing sessions or free sat scenes, guided sat scenes that I do with you. All of that is there. If you want other sessions, then that info is also in the link below. So today we are talking about really making manifestation easier, more effortless, and just more of a fun process, but also getting everything that you want. In today's video, honestly, you guys, you should just go ahead and like it because it's gonna help you so much. I'm intending right now, before I begin, that it does help everybody that watches this, that it prospers you, that it brings you clarity, and that it brings you what you want, brings you closer to your God self and your desires. So, and so if you guys watched my last video, I was talking about basically like kind of similar to what I'm talking about today, but today is taking it a step further, about not needing to so much create things not needing to create things so much, but coming into the realization that you already are this, that is really the process. Like, it feels like we can be manifesting and we're trying to add on to something. We're trying to add on to ourselves or trying to become better, right? Instead of realizing that we are already better, realizing that we are already perfect, that everything is already ours, and it's our realization that brings that expression to the surface, right? So, side note, I usually go live, but my live quality videos have been horrendous, and I was really, like, I won't say upset, but I was just disappointed because my last video was such a good video that I wanted you guys to really, hear what I was saying, but the quality was just trash. So until I get that figured out, I may be just recording on my phone. But anyways, back to what I'm saying. So I have two pieces that I want to bring to you guys today. And you guys, these, like, it's so amazing. I have gotten so many results, so many results, things that I had even forgotten that I was manifesting, and things that I had not forgotten that I was manifesting just started like flowing into my life. Like, and this only maybe, I mean, it was almost like an instant shift. Like, things just started changing instantly. And one of those things was like the biggest turnaround with my SP. I don't want to use that word. I'm just going to say my partner. But one of the biggest turnarounds, like, in this whole process happened by me doing these two things. And I wasn't even aware. Anyways, I'm not even going to go into all these tangents. Like, I'm going to try and stay focused. But yeah, money started flowing to me. Just like epiphanies started flowing to me. I felt better. And the thing about what I'm sharing with you guys is that it's like, I feel like manifestation, I like, speaking for myself and for, a lot of people that I work with and see in the comments and things, it becomes like a stressful thing, and it becomes like this thing that's not enjoyable. And it's because of the resistance and, all of these old things. But what I found, it literally gets you around all the resistance. So I'm just going to get into it. So what I started to do, like, starting from the video that I made, was I started to have that realization, like I said, that there's nothing that I need to become. There's nothing that I need to like get, right? Like, I am everything. I am expressing what I choose to express. I am expressing what I'm aware, like what I am aware of being, right? That is what I'm expressing naturally. So all I need to do is be aware of being the one who has everything, right? And how this came to me was, I'm living on my highest timeline, right? That was the assumption that I made. I am living on my highest timeline. And what this does, guys, when you really create this assumption, right, is it takes away the need to force things, the need and the desperation for things to change, the need of everything being wrong in your life, the perspective of everything is wrong in my life and I need it to change, right? Because when we think about knowing that we are expressing, our inner reality is expressing as our outer reality, right? And you are a infinite being, right? If you don't know that, I want to start saying that in more videos, because I think that that's something that I feel like people are not like grasping. Like, you are an infinitely powerful being. You are God expressed, okay? You are literally a piece of the divine animated as what you are. So knowing that, and what you animate, what you express as your reality, as yourself, as your experience here, right, has to do with what you identify with on the inside, right? And so we go through all these processes of trying to, switch our identity, or trying to, push against. Like, that's a lot of what we do, is we push against what is. We're pushing against, oh, I can't be this. I need to heal this. I need to get over this. I need to, just do these things. I need to do this. Am I doing this technique right? I need to do this technique for 30 days. I need to do all of this. And it's all of this doing, action, right? But the actual process of becoming who you are is, it's effortless, right? And it's just a decision. So what I did was I started to assume and focus on, I am on my highest timeline. Now, what this did for me was caused a huge shift in my self-concept, because all of these things that I was saying in the beginning, like, these are things that I had been wanting, right? But when I was experiencing them, I wasn't like, oh my God, like, this is happening. Like, oh my God, finally it's that. Like, it just felt normal. It felt like, yeah, that should be happening because I'm on my highest timeline. So what it does is, even before you experience something new, you, like, a lot of times, like, when we're making an assumption, right? When you're making an assumption, let's say career, right? I never talk about that. So let's say you are, in a 9-to-5 job, and you want to be a business owner, and but you want to shift your identity, but you have all of these beliefs that I can't do that, because of, I've worked here forever, and my 401k, and, my security is here, and how am I going to be secure in that? And, all of those things. So we try and go against all of those things. Like, we try to basically push against that identity. But we have that resistance because we've been resting in that identity for so long. And just a quick side note that I want to say, a little nugget for you guys, is just to, like, the key to being able to shift through realities very easily and quickly is being able to identify as the person behind the reality, right? And not as the one in the reality. You can identify as the God expressing your personality, not the personality, not the avatar itself. That's what my whole July 30-day playlist is about, is talking about identifying with that divine aspect of yourself. It's in the description. I keep it there because it's fundamental in understanding this stuff. So anyways, back to the timeline. So going to the highest timeline, you, like, now when you just say, instead of having to push against, let's say you got career going on, you got money going on, you got love going on, and you're trying to, okay, let me work on my career, affirm for my career. Okay, let me work on my love. Let me work on my love. Okay, let me affirm for my money. Let me affirm. It's like, when you're in your highest timeline, you're automatically having the expectation that things are going to work out for you. And that was what I was talking about in my last video, like, taking on that identity of things are going to work out for me regardless of anything, regardless of what's happening, regardless of what I do, regardless of what I don't do, things are going to work out for me, and creating that assumption. And what that does is it takes away this need for being a perfectionist, right? And so much resistance on, am I doing this right? Or have I done this wrong? Or did I fuck everything up? Or like everything. And for me, what was happening for me was a burnout, because I'm, like I said, like, I call it micromanaging your life. Like, oh, I need to give attention over here. Oh, this needs attention. Oh, I have to change. And it's like, everything is on me, right? Everything is on me to change. But what it is really, honestly, you guys, it's a deep state of surrender, right? And when you're in a deep state of surrender, that is the receiving mode, right? I talked about this a little bit in another video about being in feminine energy. It doesn't really mean, like you can be in feminine energy if you're a guy, but feminine energy is the receptive energy. Masculine energy is the giving energy. It's the doing, it's the action. The feminine is just receiving, right? And so being in that energy comes from being in a deep state of surrender and a deep state of trust, right? But when you decide, I am now in my highest timeline, I suggest that you guys do some like meditations, like timeline meditations, or doing some sleep timeline, like whatever, subliminals, however you want to do it, whatever feels good to you. I just want to say another thing is that it's everything, like nothing is the same for everybody. Things work for things work differently for different people. Okay, so what your job is to find what works for you and go with that. But I suggest using some type of meditation or something like that. You don't have to, but that was helpful for me. But really, I could feel it as soon as I decided that I'm in my highest timeline, simply because the resistance, the need to force, the need to make something happen left me, right? Which is what Neville talks about being in the Sabbath, right? Where is the the Sabbath is the last day, Sunday, the day of no working, right? It's when you know that your desire is yours, right? So like I said, this is a deep state of surrender and trust, right? And that might be the work for you, because for me, that was my work. Being able to surrender and trust was very difficult for me, because being a powerful manifester, I felt like, well, I have to control everything. I have to make sure let me say that. I have to make sure that these things are going to unfold the way that I want. But you really don't. You really don't have to make sure that it's going to unfold that you want. You just have to know that it is, right? And someone yesterday, he actually kind of brought together the second part of what I'm going to tell you guys. His name is RJ Spina. I highly, highly recommend that you guys look into him. He's very advanced and he knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he is, yes, and so, but he was talking about, you don't need to hope, you don't need to believe even, you need to know, right? And I'm not saying that if you don't know your desires coming, that it's not going to come. I'm not saying that. But I'm talking to really like leveling up your manifestation game and getting better and better. And part of that is knowing, getting into a state of knowing, regardless of what I'm seeing, right? I know that this is a fact. It can be no other way, right? They say if you want to take an island, you burn the boats. So if you rowed over on boats to conquer the island and you burn your boats, there is no way back. There is no, oh, we didn't make it, let's go home. Either you win or you die, right? And that sounds dramatic, but that's the mentality that you want to have around your manifestation. And not in that sense, but in the sense that this is the only option. I don't have a plan B for what if this doesn't work out for me, right? Because you're already admitting defeat when you do that. No, there is no other option. This is what it's going to be. Now, here's the part, right? Because like many of us maybe have already done that, right? But here's the part that's really going to help you is the way, like I've been experiencing this myself, right? Because again, all of this stemmed from me realizing, wait a minute, I'm a powerful goddess. I don't have to effort for anything, whether that's energy efforting, action effort. I don't have to do that shit. Things are just going to unfold for me, right? And so what it did was, like I said, it put me into the end state of all my desires. I wasn't wanting anything, right? I wasn't wanting anything. I was realizing that I have everything, I am everything, right? And so now, RJ Spina, this is the part where he kind of put it together, and he was talking about doing things with like having your intention, right? But having a detachment to the outcome, right? And he was talking about how the attachment is what fucks everybody up, right? And the way that he explained it was perfect. So I'm going to explain it the way that he explained it. But he was talking about riding in a car, like putting something in your GPS. When, let's say you're going to Publix, you put that in your GPS. You are not, or even yesterday, I was driving home from Florida. So I put my address in from Florida. All along the way I'm driving, I don't stop even 3 hours in and get out the car and say, oh my God, this is still Florida. Like, I'm not in Georgia. You know what? This shit doesn't work, right? So what he said was, when you program it, it doesn't matter. It's so funny because yesterday I was driving, everybody was driving home from Thanksgiving. So there was traffic, there was rain, there was accidents, there was just all this stuff, and my time was delayed. Like I got home like a couple hours later than I was supposed to. But nowhere along that time, the GPS was rerouting me, it was sending me ways I didn't know, but no point in that time did I doubt my destination. No point at that time did I say, oh yeah, oh my God, I've never gone this street before. I'm not going to get there. The entire time I'm trusting that no matter where I am now, I know where I'm ending up, period. And I ended up here, right? So what we do with our manifestations though, is we put it in the GPS, and then we, like I said, in a couple hours or even a couple minutes, we get out, we look around, we say, no, it's not working. Oh my God, I'm still here, right? So then what we do, instead of continuing down that way, is we go the way of doubt, right? This is what the way he explained it, is you start driving in the direction of your doubt, right? So your energy splits. You're trying to go here, but you're like, ooh, I'm not there. So I'm probably going here. And we oscillate between both of these, right? And that's why people don't make progress. And that's why people get so frustrated and feel like it doesn't work. And this is why they talk about not checking 3D, because every time you check 3D, you're getting out of the car to look around and see where you are. And every time that you do that, you are now more than likely going down the course of doubt. Right? So now you're just slowing everything down. But when you have a clear intention, right, and you have a detachment from it, right? Because again, if I was attached to the way that I was going to get there, or how long it was going to take me to get there, or what I was seeing or along the ride while I was driving home yesterday, I probably would have been like, oh my God, like, like I said, this isn't right. I've never gone this way before. Is this what it's supposed to be? I don't know. Oh, I've done something wrong. Oh, I might as well start over. All these kinds of things. You just stay the course. And when you just stay the course, you will, in fact, make it. It's just like I always say when you're running a race. If you're running a race, if you just continue, even if you have to walk, if you have to crawl, if you continue forward, you will get through there. But we let the struggles and the obstacles and the doubt stop us from continuing on that course. So what I want you guys to do is decide, choose, assume that you are in your highest timeline today. You are in your highest timeline now. And what that's going to do is create this atmosphere of expectation within you, right? Where you are expecting things to work out. When your doubts creep in, you can remind yourself, oh yeah, but I'm in my highest timeline, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'm interested to see how these things work. And I want to just point out, like with the SP community, with, even things like money or health, the attachment, the need for things to change, that is what slows things down. That is what makes it so difficult, is the need for things to change. The moment you drop the need for things to change, things will change, right? The moment that you drop the attachment to the outcome that you need it so bad to be this thing, things will change, okay? So I intend that helps you. I know that it does. If you like this video, please like it, comment, share it, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to know more about what happened with my SP and I, or my partner and I, I'm not going to call him my SP anymore, then you can join my channel. That's where I'm going to be talking about that. I'll either talk about it, I'm probably going to talk about it tomorrow. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in a video soon.